now it's their time to shine over on Bind. And you just have to see them stacking up at the moment. They are going for the Sova Raze composition. I mean, at this point, it's given that you have Brimstone Stage Cypher. I feel like that just is true anywhere you go. But it's the Raze Sova on the side of XSERZ, and on CORENINE. Looks like they got to operate with a breach and thus Raze this time.
I do prefer CORENINE's starting lineup in terms of the composition just a little bit more. Do think the Raze Sova is a little bit greedy. Seeing Zeta play something other than Omen should be interesting as well. Big movements now from CORENINE. I don't think Zeta realized, in fact, not at all. He's got his little owl drone out, and this gamble has worked for CORENINE.
They managed to get one. They'll take the trade, and Rolex actually capitalizes on the chaos, able to push in through window and get that headshot with the frenzy, but over towards A site, that's completely open. Now CORENINE have to play the retake. The post plant, relatively strong here. Sage, Brimstone, and Raze, they can all do a lot of work in these chokes.
Now, because we are into opening pistols, pretty even in terms of the equipment value, CORENINE have the player advantage. That is worth the most. They can wait for the Molotov to go away. They know where they have to clear. If this is a proper post plant, it'll be players into showers, U-hauls, and maybe A short. So that's where they have to go into. See members already looking all directions. Breach will be great for this kind of positioning. And so far, Ryujay Hong's going to go down. Zimba to follow. It's just one alive. And Otron's not going to do any work here. CORENINE, 5 alive. And XSERZ, all they got is the plant.
They knew that that player was in the bath. The Cybercam was able to just spot that one out. I don't even know if it tagged it, but they've got shot down, so immediately they knew there was someone there. Nice post plant, nice retake. CORENINE, a great defense, a great start to their game.
Really respect their opening moves as well. It's not often that you see teams, especially, you know, the defensive side, really make aggressive plays like that. That could have gone poorly for them. If XSERZ were maybe thinking about this, if XSERZ would maybe post up a little bit more heavily towards A short, CORENINE would have been walking into a bit of a death trap, but they had almost correctly either read or gambled that it was more so going to be a B-side push. They caught Zeta with his pants down, who's the Sova player, and it was kind of all history from there. The 5v3 advantage is absolutely massive. Walking into that pistol, and now the weapon advantage as well is going to be pretty nasty. However, XSERZ also made a couple purchases here. You can see Zumba's got the Bulldog.
Are going to go for it. They get that recon darts immediately dismantled, but they hear the Bucky. And that will give the game away maybe about the sort of angles that they're playing for CORENINE. But it's slow and steady for XSERZ. They know that they want to take these Angels. They don't want to try and just go for this fast and loose aggressive style. They're more confident in their aim, and Shannon will get displaced. Has to jump across, will get caught in the fire, and Zumba's Bulldog strikes. They're able to find one, and that's a really good start for XSERZ. Now they can start to pressure towards B, and the rotations start to come in for CORENINE. Into the back goes that recon bolt. One is spotted and immediately taken down. Esther lands the Bulldog spray down as well. The Raze paint shells over the site will do a little bit of damage, and actually quite a lot of work, but 3 players now left on the retake.
And that's the thing, XSERZ as well have 3 players on critical HP, make it 4. They've not died yet, they're still keeping this alive. Sunny even coming through with the headshots into Unlucky. Sorry, not a headshot, but he'll take it. That one, however, is going to connect with the noggin. And they've only lost Zeta this entire time. Esther and Zumba both purchased up into Bulldogs. You had even Zeta coming through with the Sheriff. Ghost being purchased off for Ryujay Hong, which means this was not at all a save for XSERZ, and they still managed to come on through. That was a risky buy coming through from XSERZ, but it has paid dividends now. Not every single team that you often see when they lose the pistol to then buy into it anyway and force in with less cash. XSERZ gambling correctly, now be rewarded with the 1 round coming back.
They played disciplined. They played the angles far enough away that they were able to take these duels. CORENINE stacking up for a fast A push. They might be looking to do a repeat performance of last time around. Will they walk into the traps? They get past that smoke and they remain undetected for now. A little bit of a late peek from that Brimstone. They find the wire. Do they want to go through it?
They got to rush.
There we go. Fast and loose. They will have to go through now, and it's held. Sunny finds 1-2 before he's traded. That could be a good start, and the spike can make its way towards a site now. However, CORENINE become the attacking side.
And that's the problem.
They are cosplaying the attackers right now.
Because Esther has this angle now. He's going to be able to get another kill. Traded by Ali, who should be able to pick up another gun here. I was going to say as well, XSERZ have the opportunity to plant, and they will be able to do that. At that point in time, if you're Zumba, you can go for a solo plant. and the other remaining members alive, the other 3 that were alive, including Esther, who just died there, would have been able to contain CORENINE. They would have had 1 Bulldog to contend with. That was the one that Zeta had dropped. But still, it's 2 against 3. Plant is there, and I don't even know that CORENINE really want to go for this. They have picked up 2 Bulldogs. At this point in time, they can easily just opt to go for a save instead.
It would be the smart play. Maybe play for exits, maybe try and take a couple guns. They know that XSERZ won't be on the best of buys. I mean, they were playing into Bulldogs, right? So they're not fully kitted out, and CORENINE have already done a lot of work here. You know that someone's teleported through, and actually, that might prove to be deadly. They aren't going to open the door, though, and so they'll stay in there. My question is, will they rebuy that armor? Because they both had light armor. They both had 25. And if they buy it up, they're putting in over 1,000 credits there. And it looks like one will, the Witcher, will buy that full heavy armor. And so will Ali as well. So they are going to spend a little bit into this round, but nicely done. Pick up the slack back.
I think both teams handled that fairly well here. You see that CORENINE were very much wanting to get some value out of the light armor and frenzy purchases that all 5 of them made. And they will be able to get 2 players alive out with Bulldogs because of it. XSERZ as well. Just containing members, going for the plant, playing for objective, not losing more. They didn't have to go for the chase. There's no reason to try and be too aggressive there for XSERZ either. They didn't need to go for frags. Confirming the round is all they need to do at the very least. Now, this gun round is going to be quite interesting. Rolex is the player that you really need to be careful of because he currently does have an operator. He's watching over towards Showers where 2 players look like they might want to push.
The Owl drone will move towards Lamps, won't see anyone. They're hiding from it.
Oh no!
Rolex misses the shot. He needs to hit those. The Hunter's Fury will keep him away from Heaven. They're going to displace towards Lamps as well. They're looking to find one, and Sunny walks into the fault line. Is able to get back behind cover, but no kills found, and XSERZ really dropping the ball there. I say XSERZ, I mean CORENINE actually. Rolex from Heaven, just missing shots with the op towards Barts.
I think XSERZ should have been punished there for sure. The triple smoke kind of come through from Yu Jae-hong now. As a sight hit, Rolex finds something. That is going to be the kill to Orchon, and Ali might as well. Saw somebody there being tagged up. Rolex still post up currently. Aftershock. If it's lucky, it'll get a kill here. XSERZ now have to go for this post spot. They have not cleared A at all, which means this is still difficult. Rolex still alive.
Operating from Heaven, Sunny will find him, finally, playing up close, on site, on default. The Witcher takes him down. They're spraying through to try and find these frags, but Shannon out in a 1 versus 1 will be able to win it out. That is CORENINE able to roll back onto site, gets half of it done, goes up towards Heaven. No, they just want to stick it.
He's looking for guns.
Defused.
I think he wants to find the operator there, but it's a little too far away for him. Understands that there's not at all enough time to be able to recover it. Maybe, no, just too far away, unfortunately. So maybe if he was the Rags player, or maybe even if he was the Witcher who has still held on to wall. Unlikely. Most Sage players would have expended the wall by that point in time. Rolex now forced to repurchase that operator. Very expensive loss for him, but to regain the round, he's still got a lot of kills. He got at least 2 kills there, so at the end of the day, worth for CORENINE as they've evened things up.
They will be able to rebuy in here, as you say. So, gun round coming in, round number 5, as the scoreline is even between the Titans of XSERZ and CORENINE. On the defense, they're playing aggro on B long, and this is the operator play that you were looking at last game, AVRL, as maybe being a little bit bad EV.
Oh, this is close.
I'm not going to push into window.
Zeta will spot something. Yeah, he's definitely seen the head. Saw that hat come on through. Also, the showstopper, I think that was coming through. I don't know who used that one. It might have been Ali. Must have been.
Ali.
Doesn't hit anything either from him. So, well, at least he's cleared Showers. You know Showers is clean. That's 1 weekly chore done for the house.
I'll be able to spin that chore wheel round and get the next job in. And it's going to be holding off XSERZ from the B site push. The smoke come through towards long. They break down that cam as well. And now Rolex going for the blind fire. Shannon gets spotted, has to run through the Molotov from Ray Jae-hong and will be able to take it down. The showstoppers on both sides, but Rolex still stays alive. There's a trap on his back to try and keep him safe, but Zumba able to just roll straight past, gets a second as well before he's traded by Ali, as Esther now holding face back towards that CT entrance will find yet another, and XSERZ keep 3 alive, put the third round on the board.
And keeping Rolex locked up, you can imagine a situation where if Rolex was still maybe playing back of B, he wasn't stuck inside the container. That could have been different. He could have still been playing for peaks, playing for the potential kills, really making things difficult, and with the option to fall back and retain the operator if need be. Zeta now will have that in his hands going to this next round, and it looks like the eco coming through. Couple of shorties being purchased up in Rolex. This is a far away look from what he previously had in his hands. He'll be not too pleased to be using a shorty instead of an operator, but it'll have to do. CORENINE still looking to bring one back. It's been a close game.
Still a one shot in the right distance, to the right accuracy. So similar vibes, I guess, but either way, it'll be a lot more difficult to find them. As to them isolate himself in a corner can be cleared, but 3 towards Bath, they'll hear the orb. Oh, Sunny gets 2 with 1 shot. They're able to just clean it out. Nice backup from Zumba as well to hold the angle, and CORENINE's defense dismantled.
And you can see it right there. It is Zeta playing with Zumba. So if you lose the operator, someone's going to pick it up. Shannon, he'll find something with the shorty, but it's the clean up, and now it's Rolex by himself. He even reveals himself, by the way. That's information being given away. You can see the pings coming on through. They know exactly where he is. But he's got to go for something. He's got to make this play happen. Shorty is not the ideal weapon unless someone's right around the corner, and he is going to be maybe even rewarded with this. I don't know why XSERZ have decided to do this. That's not ideal. Oh, now he can actually run away. There was a potential there that Rolex wins that. He would have had a 1v2 where he gets to save a weapon. That was not worth it for Ryu Jae-hong. Not worth it for XSERZ. What were they going to do? Stop CORENINE from saving a shorty? That was not a gun worth saving.
Definitely not. Maybe a little bit overzealous, and they lose a Phantom. It's the price for them, but they'll be okay to soak that up for now. The question is, if CORENINE take them down, they might be smartened from that, right? They might have that wallet hit just a little bit too hard to go into that next round with a full buy, a full strength buy anyway.
It's just,
I think they'll be able to cobble something together.
Just not clean. You can see that Ryu Jae-hong there was the only member below 2k. He's on 1500 left in the bank. It's okay. It's acceptable. But really, you want a bit more. You want a bit more padding. XSERZ, it might not matter at the end of the day, but it's the small things, and when you start getting into really good teams, this is where the small things do start to count.
That was really big, actually. The Cypher trapwire got activated by the Owl drone, which means there's no indication on the push from long, other than the fact that they've got the Brimstone holding close. That's a nice shock dart lineup. Oh, and a second one to follow it up. It's going to go deeper into sight.
It's one of those double shock dart things where if the player was there, he would have been killed already. So it's one of those small plays that you can make. It does mean that he's used up both shock darts though, so now XSERZ are going to come on through. All 5 pretty soon as well. I think the camera just saw that maybe the back of sight was kind of clear, but there's already 3 people here for CORENINE, and I expect the last 2 to instantly make a rotation through as soon as the hit comes, and Shannon's already smelling it.
Rolex able to land the first shot on to Esther. They try and displace him with the Hunter's Fury. There's one over towards long that's immediately dealt with. A lovely flick from Ryu Jae-hong, but Rolex stops the plant from going down. Now he peeks up wide. He's trying to hold it out, but Cubby and the swing comes through from the side of sight. Ali trades, and the spike goes down 1 versus 2. The Fury is in from the Frenzy.
Not super pleased that Ryu Jae-hong's the one going for the plant here, considering he already had the orbital strike available. Maybe potentially giving this to Zumba would have been a little bit smarter. Just change up your player role slightly in terms of who's holding what angle and who's actually going for the plant. The other thing to consider here is to actually orbital strike on the entry. I know it's great to save it for the post plant, but in this particular case, it didn't even get to plant. CORENINE now 5, or nearly 5 actually. Ali's the only one missing his one. He's only 1 tick away from it, but it is now at least still round going the way of XSERZ, despite the opening kind of firefight there, not quite going their way in terms of not being able to plant, but this round now could take XSERZ to 6.
They pick the cam back up. That will be heard. There is a player close. Gets spotted out. Zumba doesn't even take a lick of damage on that trade. Ali falls, and CORENINE's defense already a little bit more lackluster now. They have to try and pick something up. An aggressive push from Cypher out of B short to try and spot something. Rolex not going to find anything just yet, but if he bides his time, plays it carefully, might just get something.
This is so tough now. If he does anything with the strap wire, he is going to unfortunately reveal the position, and instantly XSERZ will know there is a flanker. The other option is that he just rotates all the way around. I think he's going to do that. He's going to go from the back of Fountain instead. Having the lack of knowledge here, not giving away information to XSERZ is of utmost important. And CORENINE, how long can they hold on for? Because XSERZ look like they want to push soon.
That smoke and that wall actually going to do a lot of work, and they might actually force the rotation to come back towards B. They only have 30 seconds, so they can start to break it. Rolex going for a really long rotate here. They clear out lamps with the ultimate. The orbital strike coming down with the fault line to try and slow them down. Again, Esther finds one on the entry. Rolex still yet to come into this fight. They are spending so much to try and keep this one alive as they push onto the site. They will get the default plant. And Rolex still yet to push in. Will get spotted out as well, and he gets taken down. Oh, it's disaster. CORENINE, they waited so long to pull the trigger on that flank, and it just all fell to pieces. XSERZ just roll onto A.
And they use the two big ultimates here, so I can see that both Orbital Strike and Rolling Thunder are now off the table for CORENINE. So they tried to delay. We saw the smoke come down. We saw the wall come through as well, over towards Showers. At that point in time, we are waiting to see, okay, are they going to prevent the plant? They prevent the plant slightly. Eventually, it does still come on through. And we're really looking at what Rolex was going to be able to do, and unfortunately he just gets spotted out there by Oldchomp, who's doing his due diligence by holding on to the flank angle, suspects that something might still happen. CORENINE with the soft buyer here. 5 Buckies, 3 light armors versus the full onslaught of XSERZ.
CORENINE sponsored by the Bucky gang right now. We're trying to play those close angles. Oh, the pistols, that's smart. They're going to try and bait them out to think that they are just playing with pistols and then whip out those buckets later on. Unless they did actually sell them and go for a little bit of a weaker buy. Rolex goes down anyway, and the retake with Bucky's not really going to go so well. So I think they're just going to play retakes here.
No, well, they got to do something. Unfortunately, you're not looking to save Bucky's going into the next round. They're going to be forced to repurchase regardless. If you are saving, really what you're saving is you don't want to feed ultimate points over to XSERZ. Well, that's about it. Witcher is looking for the exit frag over towards back of site. The other two players would probably be good to sort of hold the other positions back of site. Sorry, the other positions for the exit frags, and well, Witcher's not even going to get one.
Ryo Jehong lands the headshot. The recon bolt was good. They even got revealed. The raise over towards A Baths. Breach holding close to the trap wire might be able to find something. But it looks like no one's going to go hunting there. CORENINE, this is another situation where XSERZ don't want to be going to hunt them because the value of the save is not worth the value they lose in terms of bolstering their economy.
Especially right at the end there. I mean, you can just see the possibility for Unlucky to swing onto somebody with a Bucky, gets that kill, steals away a gun right at the last second. So Zumba is probably the one guy that pushed out a little too far on the hunt. Look, if you're going to hunt, you got to do what XSERZ were doing earlier over towards the back of site, running down the Witcher, where basically 4, maybe 5 of them were just rolling into him. Not a single player died. Even if they had lost a player, that wouldn't have been a gun being delivered over. 7-2 though. This has been going one way so far this entire half. And CORENINE are yet to do some real damage.
Rolex holding closer angle. Zumba peeks out and baits the shot. Rolex falls back. This is passive here. CORENINE, they don't want to be giving away these picks early. They've lost it in Bath several times, but Ali has the sliver peek as the Aldrone darts him out to fall back.
Was a sick angle coming through from Ali. Barely spots it through, just a pixel there. Ring Jae Hong would love to have one of his pixels land. Unfortunately, he's not going to really get any tags up there. CORENINE still hold with 5, and XSERZ desperately trying to get a counter frag and unable to find anything. So it is just going to be a reset now, both sides, and for XSERZ, going to have to go for a 4v5 eventually. But it will start out as a 4v2 if they go towards B.
They've already got 7 rounds on the half, though, so they'll be okay to maybe take 1 or 2 losses now. See what more they can do. Esther will push in towards the window. It is smoke, so they have a little bit of cover, and they'll be able to clear it.
CORENINE have really been able to just read the movements of XSERZ right now. They've got nearly 4 members rotated over towards B. You can see that Ali is maybe just reconsidering it because A is so silent as well, but they've at least got 3 there. This will be a 3 versus 4. You can feel the hit coming through now. Showstopper from Zumba is going to connect on 1.
Lands onto Shannon. The Molotov underneath the window will do a lot of damage, a lot of work to prevent that push from going well, but Zumba will not stop there. The site has been claimed, but with only 6 seconds left, they need to get this spike down. They need to commit to the plant. They'll do so inside the tube, and it will get planted. The fault line is there. Zumba finally lands that headshot, and now they're 2 versus 2 in the retake. Showstopper comes through. Will land onto 1. Now it's just 1 left standing. It's Esther. Will he be able to land the shot? Goes around. The operator shot misses, but so does the spray down coming from the Vandal. 9 bullets. They hold the close angle, and they do not know where he's going to peek. He takes his eye off the ball for a second, but it's not going to matter. Ali lands it. The operator is there, and the defuse can come through for CORENINE.
Final circle there, not really working out for Esther. There's 2 versus 1. His teammates no longer there for him to really help out. And XSERZ finally dropped one. CORENINE for 3 now. And CORENINE still with the potential to bring this to 5 in the first half. They would, at that point in time, only be trailing by 2 rounds, because so far that 5 in a row for XSERZ is what's been really damaging.
Their economy suffering just a little bit, but they will still remain strong for now. CORENINE, the Bulldogs, but they're double opping. Interesting decision there, but they'll see if it pays off either way. Zoom out up for the second to last round of the half.
That's
they beat that wide,
dangerous.
and Jae Hong, you pulled your knife out. They would have had that trade, but Zuma goes down. They really don't have too much to do. There's a res, so they will be evens yet again.
They should have had that trade. Rolex decides to walk out by himself. I mean, that was another position where I'm really against those kinds of plays. I think if XSERZ, you know, if they were able to land those shots, well, that's 1 operator taken down. That's 1 defender on to be gone. And XSERZ, by the way, have given away a lot of information. Rolex saw everybody. That's why there's such a heavy presence defensively now over towards B. Even 1 just hanging out over in spawn. He can make a rotation anywhere he wants. I think Unlucky is just waiting for the timing here. And XSERZ knows it as well. Okay, we've given away too much info at B. We need to go darker. We need to reset this entirely. We still get a little bit of time to play with. Make CORENINE reset their defense, as well as they're now going to be rotating 3 over towards A, just as XSERZ goes to A as well.
They're going to leave Esther to try and duel out, I think, over towards B long to fake this out as they go for the push. The question is, do they do it before, or are they just going to try and play him on the flank? Now setting up for the A site take. The Doombot goes in as the recon dart falls through as well. Rolex lands a shot, and Unlucky will drop the fault line. Ocean is going to trade, so will Sunny. Now they're 3 versus 4. A really good take, actually, able to displace a lot of pushing power from CORENINE, but the retake is now on.
And this time they give the ultimate point over to Jae Hong, who has the orbital strike available, is now falling back more so towards A short. And this is very important. This is now going to be a very good round for XSERZ. They have to make sure Jae Hong stays alive. There is still 1 operator available. Ali has it, and needs to rely on the rest of his members to try and really push XSERZ out of their comfort zone, out of their positions. U-Ball going to be cleared out. That's the orbital strike being used very early.
Oh, the Witcher actually pushed through the orbital strike to get a kill, and it worked out. 2 players now remain on the post plant. 1 spotted out towards Cubby, 1 towards bathrooms, but Ali just wants to keep his grubby little mitts on the operator, and will be able to hold on to it for now. The rest of his team sacrificing themselves for now, but they save the op into the final round.
It's a good recovery there from XSERZ, who, again, as a reminder, lost an opening member very quickly. They were pushing into B ramp. Rolex swung out with the operator, didn't go punished, unfortunately, and, well, XSERZ were able to go dark and make a rotation over to A, make it successful, get 8 on the board. Final round of the half here at CORENINE are just going to purchase up whatever they can. And you can see how much money they have, which is really not a lot at all. 3 members zeroed out. 1 member on 200, Shannon's on 400, and those are the 2 guys, unfortunately, onto Bulldogs. And the 1 dude that has the rifle, Unlucky, he doesn't have full armor.
It's last round of the half, though, so spend it if you got it. 3 towards Baths for XSERZ. It looks like they do want to stack up there. They have the spike, so they're pretty much committed to this A side right now. The Al drone taken down, and they will know there's a player close to Baths, preventing the peak. Nicely done, but not really going to find too much more there. They know the Cypher's close as well.
Unlucky is just sweeping across right now, thinking that somebody might end up pushing through. Jae Hong's angle could be quite deadly here if someone decides to walk into it. Rolex is smelling something. At this point in time, you can see the pings coming on through. CORENINE are really considering This is going to be the potential for an A hit, and XSERZ will back out. Fault line is just going to push them away. 47 seconds, still time for XSERZ to reassess where they want to go.
They haven't got the spike, though. That's on the back of the rotate. The Brim is still towards A Baths, and as time ticks away, this gets harder and harder to move towards that B site. And in fact, once you hit that 30-second mark, it's going to be pretty much impossible. So A site committed to now for XSERZ. There's actually, hang on a minute, they've lost Rolex. Rolex has gone all the way to B, but Ali has the operator as well. In comes the showstopper on the push, all the way across site. As it's traded, Rayo Jaehong finds one. And they will be able to get that kill as well towards Lamps. Now 1 for 2 as the spike gets planted. Now it's a dangerous retake, but Rolex opens up well. Rayo Jaehong, Zumba holding face towards CT, gets the triple. Now looking for a 4 as well, and he'll be able to claim it. Beautifully done by Zumba to just open up that site, get across faster than anyone could stop it.
Massive quad kill there coming through. XSERZ now 9-3. What a huge lead going into the second half. And we knew this was going to be a tough game for CORENINE, but really this is going to be ridiculously hard now. CORENINE, I guess the 9 part must be the 9 being given over to XSERZ. And just by the way, huge shout out over there. You can see that Zeta placed the recon bolt directly onto the power lines onto A. I've not actually seen that yet. I don't know if that was even intentional, whether it was just maybe a lucky play from him, but actually ends up being pretty sick. So, CORENINE, work to do now. This pistol is going to be pivotal. If they lose the pistol, and then you assume they lose the corresponding conversion round, XSERZ will be up 11-3.
And that's pretty much a nail in the coffin. Just 2 rounds on the half. On the defense as well. They should be pretty successful with that. The recon bolt spotting out long for them. No one is there, but the stack is towards A Baths. Will this be spotted out in time for XSERZ to be able to hold it? The orb being taken might give the game away, as well as the Cypher camera. Fault line being pushed into A, and this is a fast take. They want to go default. The wall is there to protect them from this site, but that nade might not find too much. It's behind the wall. Might do a little bit of damage, but not really too much more. A nice early round for CORENINE, but they now have to hold on to the site.
CORENINE find the vulnerability over towards A. I think they get lucky here. They didn't realize that 3 people played B, but there you go. XSERZ only held 2 towards A, and they'll be punished for it with this plant. They do see the spike. They got to get a couple of kills. Shannon's going to be the first one down. Still 4 alive, though. Unlucky trades one back onto Zumba. I think this might be the defuse coming in. CORENINE have to get here instantly, and they don't at all. They're holding so far out, and they get blocked out by all the walls and all the utils, and they're not able to stop this plant at all. They need to be hiding in positions where they have eyes on the spike itself, play more towards U-hauls, have at least 2 into showers, something like that. But for CORENINE, that is disastrous despite getting the plant.
Crows don't fake. They thought that that was a fake plant there, I'm pretty sure, because otherwise they would have started spamming towards the spike with those shots, but it just didn't happen. They just stuck it. They knew they had the advantage. They had the smoke cover with 2 crosshairs trained that direction, and a player watching short as well for the pushes. So really nicely done there for XSERZ on the retake. Disciplined to give ground when they needed to just play for that retake.
Double push from XSERZ over towards showers. That's going to be information that nothing is happening at A. That's very important because now they can leave Zumba there on the flank. You can see that Rayo Jaehong's going back to A, and Zeta will now move over towards B. They're suspecting that, but they haven't confirmed it. The problem is that CORENINE haven't committed here because contact. Zumba's going to see one. Zumba will see the second, and he's going to run for his dear life right now. 3 HP. I thought he would have died. Perhaps he should have died. He saw that the spike was there as well, so that's information for XSERZ.
But now they can just pull back, reset, get those kills on board. A little bit scary there for Ocean, but will finally land that shot with Bulldog. And they bring them down to 2. CORENINE. It's just these frenzies. Not really too many openings at all. Full 5 stack from XSERZ, and they have a much better weapon advantage. 10-3, looking close to 11 as well, so I'll be pretty happy about this.
This, by the way, could have easily been a 4 versus 3 in favor of CORENINE. If XSERZ lose Zumba on that flank, if he gets 1 kill, then he dies straight away. Doesn't confirm the second kill. Shaky shots from Ochon as well, by the way. He nearly didn't get the kill on the Bulldog. That could have been 4 alive, and CORENINE would have been in a great position to win this round. But 13 seconds, not enough players. Shannon will get 1 kill, but there won't be a plant.
I think that slow was pretty much the final nail in the coffin there. They were able to shut it down. They didn't even lose a player there, but they won't be able to get really anything from it other than the ult point on board. See if they're able to pick up more exit frags. But no, CORENINE go down 11-3. 2 rounds away from getting eliminated here, and 2 rounds away from XSERZ going ahead to take on Team Rover in those grand finals.
And we were scared. We were concerned that CORENINE were going to be this many rounds down in terms of, okay, we get into the pistol, the conversion not going their way, and maybe they needed to take a risk there. But it's actually XSERZ playing a slightly more risky. Still, though, didn't get punished for it, so they knew what kind of risk-reward ratio they were working with. And now, guns versus guns, more equipment for CORENINE overall, but XSERZ, they got the round advantage. They got the momentum behind them. CORENINE have a lot of pressure on them right now to return this one.
Aldrone will spot out 2 towards B short, and that might prompt a little bit of a rotate. You can see Sova moving over for XSERZ. The camera gets destroyed.
Zumba again. My
It's
man
long
is a
rotate.
ninja.
It's a long time. He's trying. The wall is there for Ocean. They will expect someone on top of it, but Ali actually gets first face. Will not be able to take the close fights either. They will trade it. Ocean, though, holding down the push from Long, but finally the floodgates open. This is where Zumba could really come in useful. The Cypher cam on Long won't be able to see anything because, of course, Cypher's dead on, well, both sides, actually, but on top of the wall,
geez.
they spot it out.
And that's the thing, you said it there, the Cypher's dead, so the cam sees nothing. That means Zumba gets to come in for free. And he was one of the unknown players here, in terms of CORENINE not knowing anywhere that he could be. He could be anywhere on the map, so at that point in time, you have no idea what Zumba is doing. The Anagod himself, of Ryujay Hong, is going to nail his shot from the operator, and it's 12 now. 3 in a row for XSERZ. We're not looking good for CORENINE, who needed to win that because they're into a 4-spy now. And the 4-spy versus XSERZ, who have all the money to buy whatever they want, basically is going to be now the tombstone.
And whatever you want might just be the Odin in the hands of Ocean. See what he can get. He wants to open it up, but it's Ryujay Hong to take first face. We'll try and repeat the angle as well. There are players on both sides of the A short. The fault line will just send him back towards Lamps. And they can drop it down. CORENINE don't have those aggressive ultimates. They only have... Oh dear, the wall moved up Zumba. Oh no, he's able to get one, and that certainly is unlucky. Will go down. Showstopper not finding anything either, and in comes the flank. The Odin is there to try and rattle down these shots. It's the firing squad. Only one player left towards the bathrooms. Ali falls, and it's Ryujay Hong to close it down. 13-3, XSERZ dominant on Bind, and they will see themselves to the grand final.